Thank you for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Here's a slightly different look ahead, so bear with me for a second. Here's a look at the southeast United States. You get back toward the Bahamas right here. This is a look ahead to about February 12th, February 13th. There is going to be a bigger system rolling in, and you can see it here. The green would be the rain, but look at some of that coloring there with some of that snow potential. Parts of Mississippi, Alabama, back toward Georgia. This here is February 13th and then into the Carolinas. It will not be as significant as that last record-breaking snow, but it does give you an idea of how far south some of the cold air will get. You see here, this is deeper to February 13th, some of that snow and that blue shading right there. The pink shading would be a little bit of a mix of rain and snow just clipping by parts of the Carolinas. So it shows you how far south some of this cold weather will try to get as we get into the middle of the month. Now, flipping over to the European model, it's a little bit different. This is the European model, same time period roughly. It's not showing the snow as far down to the south, but it is showing a greater severe threat. I do believe there's going to be a big clash of cold and warm air, which I'll show you, cold and kind of almost hot air, which I'll show you in just a second. That could lead to an isolated tornado risk with this, but you still see here, this is by February 12th, and you see some of that snow not as far south, but still kind of creeping in, and then the front will diminish. So the American model has the front getting more to the south. The European model, not quite as much. So just something to keep an eye on. But there'll be a snow component and a severe weather threat component to this system by the middle of February. And here's why. This is what's going on. The Arctic air well to the north at this point, right across Canada and the northern sections of the United States. That big warm up has been on. You see the oranges with us, close to record heat as we go throughout the week, building in the Caribbean. We are going to stay hot. Now, just jumping out in time here, by the time we get into about February 10th, February 11th, you see this Arctic air diving down to the south a bit. It's kind of backed off on it a little bit, not showing as far to the south as what we were talking about yesterday, but you get some of that cold air moving in. Here's that warm air out ahead of it, and there's the clash I was talking about. So while there will be a little bit of a snow potential, the tail end of this front, there could be a severe weather potential with this by the middle of the month with some strong winds or an isolated tornado threat through parts of Mississippi, watching Louisiana, even parts of Texas. So just keep an eye on that as we get down the road, but I don't believe this front is going to sink all the way down to the south through the Caribbean. We are simply going to stay warm. Here's what's going on the big picture, and you see one system, Atlantic region of Canada, coming out of New England, and another big one once again rolling into parts of the United States. We've been seeing that, especially as you work your way back toward California. It's been one system after another, and these are going to roll in west to east. So over the next week or so, just kind of west to east, that allows that southerly flow to stay with us. But there, once again, is some of the heavier rain and that snow potential over toward the higher terrain. Watching that back toward parts of California. There's going to be several systems that will be rolling in that region. Now, you get a hint at that southerly flow right through Central America. Look at the clouds on that loop you see just kind of lifting to the north because of that southerly breeze. We're going to see a buildup of rain as well near Guyana and Suriname, which I'm going to highlight as we go island by island, country by country as we go forward. Let's start with the big picture. There's that departing system weakening as it approaches Bermuda. So with that, not diving down to the south, that strong southerly flow stays intact, and there is that system rolling into parts of California over toward Oregon as we go throughout the day today. But it's that zonal flow. What that means is more of a direct west to east motion, nothing dipping down. You see it here coming from California back toward New England. It's going to be that pattern throughout the week. And with the storm track up here, everything up here, that just allows that warm flow to stay right in place across the Caribbean and into the southern United States, much of Central America and Mexico, that warm air with that near record heat. So going out in time further, this here is by the time we get into the upcoming weekend, that energy again, west to east motion. You see it building close to Quebec over toward the Great Lakes, watching another system back toward the mid-Atlantic, New England, and the Atlantic region of Canada as we get into the upcoming weekend, but not diving too far down to the south. And then as we go out in time further, here's that look at that next system, the potential of that as we work our way into about February 11th, February 12th. We're going to see some snow on the back side of this. There's the clash of the warm air versus versus the cold air back behind it. And on the tail end of this, there could be that severe weather threat, while on the north side, that potential of snow. This is down the road, so we'll see together how this evolves as we go over the next 2 days. Now, watching a few pockets of rain. We've had some around, watching over toward Belize, Honduras, for that chance of some spotty showers today. The Dominican Republic, even Puerto Rico, we may catch 1 or 2. Building in Guyana and Suriname and Jamaica, we're going to see our rain chance up a little higher with that chance of some scattered showers. This here is by later in the day tomorrow. Isolated shower for us, Eastern Caribbean, Costa Rica, Panama. We could get a couple showers and a few nearby for us as we work our way into Jamaica. And then you can see as we work our way Wednesday into Thursday, the rain chance building further. We're going to see a good amount of rain at times, Guyana and Suriname. So watching that, and then we'll see how close some of this rain gets to us in Trinidad and Tobago as we go throughout the week. Most of it will be just off toward the southeast. Northern end of all of this, northern Bahamas. Here's Bermuda, little cold shot of air working in, just kind of reinforcing that with this system that's rolling by today over toward Newfoundland. And then here comes another system. This is by the time we get into tomorrow. See, kind of working across over toward Quebec, New England. There's that chance of some snow. This here is by later on Thursday. And then by the time we get into Thursday night, Friday morning, scraping by New Brunswick, over toward Cape Breton, over toward the Avalon Peninsula, watching out for some rain and some snow, a potential of that. And then more systems from the west that will be working in. Seas are going to stay on the elevated side as we work our way back through the Caribbean. We have that chop with us, but as these systems come off the United States, watching the Atlantic waters, this is Thursday, just kind of rolling through the end of the week. You see every now and then those seas right there will be building. Atlantic passageways, elevated seas as well, coming out of the Eastern Caribbean. This is by the time we get into Friday. So the rain total is not very high. Again, those storm tracks are up to the north, so we're mainly dry for us across the Bahamas back toward Cuba, but Cayman Islands, Jamaica, we could get clipped by a shower. Some of us stay dry, others could see upwards of about 10, maybe 25 millimeters of rain, maybe pushing an inch of rain. The Dominican Republic will see a couple showers that will be around, scattered about eastern sections, and then just hit or miss. Puerto Rico, Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Barbuda, over towards Saba and Statia, same thing, Dominica down to the south. Could see a shower, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Grenada. The rain chance not very high. It's Trinidad south where it's going to be a little bit higher. We'll see a couple isolated showers in Trinidad, but Guyana and Suriname, that's where we could get some totals of 50 millimeters of rain or 2 inches of rain. And still watching out for scattered showers, parts of Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama, and then Mexico back through Texas, not as much. Yucatan Peninsula, though, still watching on the east side for a better chance of getting some of the showers. So the rain chance is not super high, but a 30 to 40% chance across Jamaica the next couple of days, about a 30% chance today in the Cayman Islands, and a 20% chance for tomorrow. 30% chance the next couple of days in Trinidad. As I mentioned, most of the rain down toward the south and east. And Barbados, our rain chance is limited. Same thing in St. Lucia. This would be that passing variety with the breezy conditions with that easterly flow. Let me know in the comments if you do catch a shower. 30% chance today in Grenada, and just a 20% chance the next 3 days, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Martinique, about a 30% chance, a 20 to 30% chance in Dominica, and just a 20% chance in Guadeloupe. So you see how it's not high. It's not high. Antigua, Barbuda, 30% chance tomorrow, 20% chance the next couple of days, St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat, and about a 30% chance Anguilla and St. Bart's. 30% chance today, St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, 20% chance tomorrow, and an isolated shower chance as we work our way back toward Puerto Rico. Same thing, British and U.S. Virgin Islands, about a 20 to 30% chance. We're mainly dry in the Bahamas, southern Bahamas, slightly better chance of a shower, may pick up 1 or 2 as we work our way toward the Turks and Caicos, but the Dominican Republic, the east side, 40 to 50% chance of some scattered showers. Could see a sprinkle maybe as we work our way back toward Haiti. Some scattered showers possible parts of Belize. We're running at about a 50% chance tomorrow and Thursday. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire holding at that kind of a steady seasonal 20 to 30% chance of a shower, but you see that higher chance back through Suriname, back through Guyana. We're going to see that rain chance staying on the elevated side, Guyana and Suriname, while in Cuba, we're mainly dry. Rain chance just about 30%. Costa Rica, Panama, a couple showers. 40 to 50% chance in Nicaragua, running at about a 50% chance in Honduras. And as we work our way back toward Guatemala and El Salvador, not a whole lot, mainly dry. And you see that rain chance staying on the minimal side back toward Mexico City. Yucatan Peninsula, again, east side, better chance of a couple showers. Then as we work our way through northern Colombia, steady 20% chance, 30% chance in northern Venezuela. And as we get back toward Bermuda, most of the energy just to the north, the fronts are really falling apart as they move by, so that rain chance doesn't stay too high. So fast movers across the United States, below that record heat possible. Temps will be trending colder later this month, so monitoring any chance of a southern snow or icing event that I showed you at the beginning of the video, and watching out where we could see some isolated tornadoes in a severe weather threat. I'll keep you posted. Hope you have a great day ahead.